Okay. So in Cain, Shisara Bria, the Shlemusa, the fundamental aspect of the Bria is totally Shlemus anavah. Has to do with the perfection of anavah. It was on Medishah Pasuk basis by Lokim, but those see on Vascha Tarbeni. Your anavah, Hashem's anavah, enhances me. Not only a human king mentions his name, but then mentions what his activities. He's kir ma'asav acharkach. He's kir shmo. It says it could have said Elokim bara Bereshis, but it says Bereshis bara Elokim. Right, that's one of the things they changed for Talmud Amelech when they translated the Torah to Greek, because Bereshis bara Elokim sounds like there's an entity called Bereshis which created God.
Right.
So, he could have said dispelled doubts by saying Elokim bara Bereshis, but he said, which is how they translated it. But he said Bereshis bara Elokim, so he mentions this Maisa before him. It's an interesting phenomenon. Since anavah is the basis of the perfection of all of the purpose of creation, Hashem alluded to it. The the beginning of the Torah. We can explain Shnei Yonim but anavah. Two aspects of anavah. Mitzvah, of course, or Mussar Avicha, obviously would be anavah because we recognize the greatness of Hashem. Therefore, your ratzon should not count for anything relative to the ratzon of Hashem. Also, your capacity to discern that without Hashem, you have no existence. Lo shum ratzon etzlo okay, I guess that's a higher madrega. That was lower madrega is that you're as a raimus means that you don't take your own ratzon into account, and the second one is that since you know the only true Metzius is HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and everything else emanates from him, so therefore you submit. You're not entitled to have your own ratzon. So one of them is kind of like, they say Lubavitch. One is iskafio, one is hapocha. Right, the first was like iskaf, like suppressing your ratzon because of the ratzon Hashem, and the second one is like it's changing your ratzon to ratzon Hashem. First one, because yirah, which is a high thing, but still not complete bitul. The second one is complete bitul because there's no metzias besides ratzon Hashem.
Right. The first one is that you have a ratzon, but you bend it towards the will of Hashem. The second one is that you don't even have a ratzon.
Right.
Ain't metzias klal.
Yeah.
There's no other metzias.
Yeah. So he says yirah comes from chachma. Anavah comes from ratzon. In other words, or I guess it's manna. I'm not sure. I guess it's constituted ratzon because you take the ratzon Hashem and make it yours. The ratzon yosin niska miyonei chachma, and ratzon is the loftiest aspect of chachma. Shachachma ikli tashmish ratzon hamashalim is gala yoda, because ratzon comes before chachma. The chachma is a tool with which the ratzon is revealed. So how precious is the statement made by Chazal? That which Chachma makes a crown for its head. Anavah makes a heel for its soul, for its SOLE. Mitzad Chachma, Ushleimus Chachma, and Torah. So I guess because yirah romamus, the lower level, so to speak, it's not complete cognition. It goes for chachma and shleimus chachma, but it's not complete identification with and submission to, or identification with them, and eliminate your own ratzon. She said to mitzad ratzon hatov, shu chaim amitim. The ratzon hatov, which is true life, is b'nei badvarim. In other words, a person can have yirah and still have his own agenda and not act on it. But if you have anavah, then you don't have your own agenda. The agenda is only
if you ask a person like who has ratzon, you say, so how does it work for you? So you say, well, I just take my ratzon and I do Hashem's ratzon. I do what Hashem. I go on Hashem's derech. If you ask the anav, he's like, what do you mean? How does it work for me? I just do what Hashem wants. I don't have any will of my own.
Right.
I just do whatever he wants.
Okay, good.
That's my ratzon. My ratzon is to do what he wants.
Yep. Basically what we just said, the internal intention, Torah mitzvahs, who are that's what goes up high. Because what the Maisa is done here below. That seems a bit controversial to me, but he's saying that the Maisa of a mitzvah is, so to speak, it's megushan, right? You're doing it down here. The kavanah and ratzon is what connects it to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. It seems he would say, also, though he doesn't say it expressly, that the chachma of the mitzvah, meaning the halachas, how to do it, also would be down below, right? Because that has to do with the Maisa mitzvah. The ratzon to do the mitzvah, that's what connects you above. They called fear and love wings. In other words, it uplifts it uplifts you, but it's not yet the connection. From the kol pikuda the right. No, that's not true. No, he means the chil. I'm not sure what he means actually. I'm not sure. If does it mean that yirah and anavah are wings and they're not the connection yet, or does it mean they are the connection because that is his kavanah and ratzon? It's kind of ambiguous. Brian said the kopi to the pikuda of araisa deal below the chiluchimu lo parchala ela. Again, not sure. I'm going to go with my first hunch, which is that a mitzvah without yirah and anavah doesn't fly up. But that's when you're going from the bottom up. But when you come from the top down, and there's a shefa of ora of das v'chaya ratzon and a life willed to be the will of Hashem. You understand. You understand that the Maisa is also something which is powerful and essential. In other words, I guess it was saying is that conventional way of understanding a mitzvah is that the Maisa mitzvah is down here below and it flies up to Shamayim, so to speak, when you have the chilu rechimu. But you said you can look at it the other way too, which is you start from the top down, and there's the ratzon which needs to be expressed, and that is the Maisa which expresses it. And since that's ratzon Hashem, so that is actually the manifestation and the power of the manifestation of the mitzvah and its power. But you gotta get there first. So to get to the point where you can go work from the top down, so that's only by chachma, and then which first through Yiras Aromamus, and then through the second beetle, because the ratzon sheshosh shnei emuna, and the source of both of these chachma ratzon is emuna. Basically, we can say more. Even though I am downcast, I guess, and trembling. Lolechus ben hare eish, to go among the mountains of fire. Im dalus ma'asai v'kotzu sichli, with my impoverished needs and my lack of wisdom. Avokasha pasal on pischi tzedek, but Rizav yes a chach me'emes the barn concern being abonish l'tzar gavoa. The reason Chacham say explain what it means avodah tzar gavoa, which is a very interesting concept in Kabbalah. That avodah is not just for us; it's for kavyochol l'shamayim. But here, Rabbi, and many people quote this. But not many people understand this. Somebody doesn't understand this. They won't be good for him in this world. They'll be damaging for him because they'll come to the understanding that God needs me. If you just analyze it a bit, you don't come to intent. I speak at least to the level of which is sufficient for us in order to calm down our bestow upon us the I don't know, you should translate as the equanimity, the tranquility, the calm, until Bana Pia Chachma of Yosha, which is embedded in us, which by through Chachma of Yosha. But can't pray that by the Makvot Shmo Yisborach. You start from more Bezeh Adko. So he's going to explain what Avodah Tzar Gavoa means. Hinei Chosam Shakosh Baruch Hu Emes. The seal of Hashem is Emes L'chol Ma'aseh B'Anogoso. All of his activities and his conduct, Ritzono Kivyochol, I call Emes V'Tzedek V'Yosher B'Vadai. It's all Emes, Tzedek, and Yosher. Neizevin Kol Ben Dash Emes Eino Mishtaneh B'Shum Panim. Emes never changes. Vein Efresh Lintias Hanhogel Derech Shleimus HaYosher B'Tzedek. And there is no difference between the okay, so let's this is a very long run sentence. He says here, ve'en impression tias hanhagel derech shteimus hayoshev atzedek im tiat titzoseh milui ratzon hamani ozulaso rak she'al pi shuras hachachma v'emes. Whatever Yosher and Emes are absolute terms, Yosher and Tzedek are absolute terms. It doesn't matter where the ratzon comes from, right? If you have a ratzon for Yosher and Tzedek, it's a ratzon Yosher and Tzedek. It doesn't necessarily have to come from Hashem, or it doesn't have to be consciously from Hashem. As long as it's true and it's wise and true. And this, going away from the inclination towards to intent of Yosher Emes, Shishlila Samala, which is the negation of the high level one should aspire to. So it's not because of your the friend who you're not treating with Yosher Emes, right? It's because you're lacking Chochma and Emes. If a person saves his body from loss, like say drowning, etc., meantime, he'll also save a fly. If you're going to be happy and rejoice on saving the fly, make this more than saving yourself. That's a shortcoming. That's a that's the antithesis of Chachma Yosher. Just Chachma as was just I think it's I always said Yosher and Chachma is Isha Samech Belav Kesef, somebody who rejoices in money. Yosher Metzos Ravos Alpha Isha Zochanu, more than saving thousands of people, as he mentioned previously. And since we're accustomed to be in these dark bodies, which are like the flies, whose quest for good does not come out of Seichel and Yosher, general Seichel Yosher, mitzad Hargosha Pratis, but because of individual feelings. As Gul Atzmo Cloud. And this Hargosha doesn't it's egotistical. It doesn't go beyond his boundaries. So that's why saying which has to do with yourself, you're very likely to make a mistake, much more likely to make a mistake. Than something which has to do with your friend, because then it stretches out of you. That it might happen most frequently. That whatever you do for yourself, it won't be based on tzedek and chachma mitis. But if it's for other people, since the primary use thereof are and the arousal there too, it's not egotistical, but it's because of chachma and yosher. It's going to be more truly about chachma and yosher. But this is not. This is just a coincidence. In other words, it's not something which comes from a deep and consistent place. A place where you don't have the darkness of the body. And the quest for something which is less than the chachma yosher is not there. In other words, there is chachma yosher would be equivalent towards yourself and towards others. And it also will not be different where it comes from the ratzon of the leader or the ratzon of those who are led, because it comes from yosher and tzedek. All matters of avodah mussar and submission to Hashem, which are based on the fundamental principles of his chesed, his kavanah to be good to us, vade emes gomerim. True. But in terms of our description, hakavana he hatoloda shanod alona mizeh me'emuna bitachon. So the kavana, which we want to have, is from a different place. It's not necessarily based on the concept of shefa chesed v'toiv and our koros hatoiv, which normally we understand is the basis of our avodah. But rather it comes from the emunah bitachon v'meser pemser nefesh lo yisbarach, and giving our souls to Hashem. Emes barur ki mibnei she'im makom b'shleimus haseichel chachma v'yosher. It's true that if there was room in the place of the perfection of seichel chachma v'yosher, shete etzem hakavana leitiv, that the kavana will be to do good, then definitely that would be true. But that's not. He's saying it's peripheral. We're not looking at his the kavanah lehetiv. We're looking at the loftiness and perfection and significance of ratzon Hashem, which has no kates and tachlis. And it's not chachma and tzedek that the intention specifically be for kavanah lehetiv, that should be solely b'makom sheyesh bo mila ritzon yisbarach kivyachol. Okay, this is very deep stuff. I think we're going to stop here for tonight. It's a lot of stuff.
Okay.
So
yeah,
he's saying that.
Lot.
What? Yeah. So he's
It's
saying that really, even a cheshbon which is based on lehetiv, and a cheshbon which is based on having chachma, and is based even on perhaps some form of yirah, is lower level.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay, I think my wife is calling me, so I better go. Okay.
Okay.
Have a
good bench to the yard.
Okay, bye.
Okay, take care.